Tinubu sends message to security agencies, National Broadcasting Commission over Peter Obi's inciting statement. So what was Peter Obi's statement that is inciting now? Okay, because they are now beginning to look for a way to attack Peter Obi as a person, even though they've been trying to all this while and have not been able to put anything on him. I'm sure that predictions that some people are making, that at a point that Peter Obi will be arrested by DSS, I see it coming. Because what this Tinubu's new government, even though he has not been sworn in, he's trying to establish reasons and cases that they will use to arrest Peter Obi by the time they are finally sworn in. And that will be terrible. That will be very bad. I don't see anything Peter Obi has said here. He has been the most diplomatic, the most amenable person among all the presidential candidates. Still, just because they're using the instrument of the incumbent government to rig themselves into power, they want to still continue to attack Peter Obi. Well, let's see where this one will lead them to. Let's see what Peter Obi did at this time that Tinubu is sending message to security agencies that is making an insightful statement. The president-elect Bola Ahmed Tinubu has called on security agencies to caution the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, over what he described as inciting comments. Tinubu, who was declared president-elect on the platform of All Progressive Congress (APC) in February 25 election, also urged the National Broadcasting Commission (NBC) to sanction broadcast stations in the country, granting Obi, his major contender in the just concluded election, undue access. Can you imagine? I know that in this one now, they will be targeting Arise TV. Okay? They'll be targeting Arise TV because the last Peter Obi's out on Arise TV spoke a lot and it's hurting to them. In a statement, the president-elect issued in Abuja on Friday night through his campaign council director, media and publicity, Mr. Bayo Nanuga, Tinubu said Obi's comment could incite violence and are discrediting to an election deemed to be free and fair. Can you imagine? Discrediting an election deemed to be free and fair. Recall that Obi, who came third in the election, an article of the PDP Democratic, who also came second, are separately challenging the outcome of the February 25 election in court. Hence, Tinubu believes that Obi's criminally false and inciting statement about the election were geared towards influencing the court to cancel it so that Obi and Atiku can ally in a fresh election. The president-elect said the defeated Labour Party presidential candidate, Peter Obi, still goes around inflaming passions, spreading lies as if he is still campaigning for the highest office in the land, weeks after the exercise was concluded and a winner announced. For who told you you won? Who told you you won? We are worried about his recent media rounds on Arise TV and Channels TV, in which he made profoundly misleading, criminally false, and inciting statements about the election that he lost woefully. Who told you he lost woefully? He's actually the actual winner. He is the person that the Nigerians actually voted for. So we call on the security agencies to caution him from further making incendiary remarks, especially after he claimed he is challenging the results of the election in the tribunal. Asked on Arise TV about his loss, he derided the election, considered by many to be the best in our recent history. Who told you he's the best? He described it recklessly as probably the worst, wrong election and not God's will. In one moment, he liked the election to robbery. So he also fleetingly wore the toga of a political scientist redefining democracy, which the world knows as the government of the people, by the people, and for the people. According to Obi, to win in democracy is to win the people. The declared winner, Bola Tinubu, did not win. That is what we are challenging. Later, he clarified in his moments of sobriety after leaving the studio that what he wanted to challenge was the process of declaring the winner. Who told you? He didn't leave the studio before he said it. He said it right there in the studio that is challenging the process. He doesn't have any personal problem with Tinubu, but the process that brought Tinubu as a winner is what is challenging. He said it clearly there on the studio. We watched that. On Channels TV, a few days later, Obi made the ridiculous claim about his stolen mandate, echoing the position of his unthinking mob of supporters who believe that he won the election because some sponsored polls claimed before the election. Not really. We consider the claim by the former governor of Anambra State as very fraudulent, as he fell short of winning any mandate. He came third, not even second, losing by 2.6 million votes to President-elect Bola Tinubu, despite getting outrageously padded vote from East ethnic Southeast states. So from the first narrative, Obi has been pushing he is the one trying to steal Bola Tinubu's mandate by appealing unashamedly to tribal and religious sentiments and by resorting to his sickening penchant by lying bold-facedly to snatch what does not belong to him. We consider Obi's TV statement as prejudicial to the case he has filed and contemptuous of the court. Only a desperate politician like Obi will remark on his course of action, seeking justice in court and simultaneously embarking on a mission of blackmailing and intimidating the judiciary. He is trying to present himself before his case takes off in court as a helpless, cheated victim of the system, robbed of a mandate by INEC. He is trying to position himself as the candidate who won the election, who won the people, who is loved by the people, going by a self-serving definition of democracy. So his antics, if he can sway the judges, is to make them cancel the entire election, even without sufficient substantial proof of malpractice. This will pave way for his dream alliance with the PDP and second losing party in a fresh election. The PDP presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar spoke about his readiness to enter into such alliance in his post-poll press conference as he accused Obi of taking his votes in the South, South, and Southeast. We hope the men and women of the judiciary will not fall for Obi's cheap tactics and examine the cases before them on merit and based on substantial evidence presented. Let us remind Obi once again, he is welcome to the court, where he is bound to lose woefully. Finally, we advise Mr. Obi to stop attacking the integrity of the election just because he did not win the majority vote and the constitutional spread in 24 states. He should stop deceiving his gullible followers and raising unrealistic hopes about reclaiming the presidency from Asiwaju Tinubu. We also advise the National Broadcasting Commission to caution TV houses, giving Obi the platform to delegitimize a free and fair election when he has taken his case to court. Can you imagine? All these APC people with propaganda. I don't know. This thing called government is so terrible. But Africa is West Africa is cursed. We can't lead ourselves, and that is why the white will just look at us from outside and they begin to laugh. How can you call this kind of election free and fair? Election where you broke all the constitutions and all the guidelines and all the electoral act that was approved or signed in 2022 to guide this election. You, after signing everything, you still broke everything and you still come out to tell people that it was free and fair. Okay, look at the way things are going. Even with all the evidences that came from all the states and all the polling units across the federation, with all the failures that INEC created, because they created those failures by themselves, shutting down the server, saying over 1.2 million attacks or so, over 1.2 million attacks on the INEC server for just that night alone. How? Failing to upload the vote from the polling units electronically through beavers to the IRF portal for everybody to see. It failed so many things. Security agencies failed. The incumbent government failed. Everybody, all the regulatory and monitoring authorities failed. Security agencies failed. And you are coming out here to accuse Obi. Obi just went to Arise TV and Channel TV to say the truth the way it is for everybody to know. Gone are those days you do things and you hide. And now they're trying to blame Obi. Don't worry. If the judiciary is not influenced negatively, they will bring out the fact in this election. They will bring out the fact in this election. Quite unfortunate. So I will just take a few comments, over 1,400 comments, but let me just take one. Somebody say, Tinubu, you did not win the election, period. Stop all this nonsense grammar. If you feel you won, why are you afraid of the court? INEC must prove the result it declared. Obi, please don't be deterred. Go and collect your stolen mandate. Person go collect another person position, still the open eye. Nonsense. This criminality in Nigeria must stop, and that is true. It must stop. It must stop. It must stop. Somebody say, why are people not having conscience as far as Tinubu is concerned? He cannot be the president of Nigerian masses, but he can be the INEC president-elect. He can be there and even die there, but can never be accepted by Nigerian masses till tomorrow. And that is true. That is true. It's quite unfortunate that we're in this kind of situation in this country with election matters. So thank you for listening. Let's have a comment.